Wait. Kung merong mga city sa US na gustong-gusto namin na mapuntahan, ito yung apat na to. New York, New Orleans, San Francisco, and wait for it, Seattle. And kung ikaw din, pangarap mo ring makatungtong sa Seattle, tamang-tama because in this video, we'll break down yung best areas to stay, places worth visiting, and magbibigay na rin kami ng iba't ibang tips so you can plan your trip well and mas ma-enjoy ang time mo sa Seattle. Hey there, poor traveler, we are Vince and Josh. Seattle is the largest city sa Washington State and even sa buong Pacific Northwest. It is home to over 750,000 residents. Sa city proper pa lang yan. Pero kung isasama yung sa Greater Seattle Metro Area, mahigit 4 million residents yan. And like many, yung first introduction namin sa Seattle was through pop culture. It's the city of Grey's Anatomy and syempre Sleepless in Seattle. And yung music scene nito gave the world Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains. Pero beyond TV, movies, and songs, Seattle is also famous for its coffee culture. After all, ito ang birthplace of Starbucks and locals take their caffeine very seriously. Marami ring ibang mga independent na cafes. Add fresh seafood, ferries, and mountains just a short drive away and you've got a city na as vibrant in real life as it is on screen. Note na yung video guide na to will be focusing mainly on Seattle City Center. So, mas ideal ito para dun sa mga meron lang weekend or extended weekend to spend in the city. Okay, isa-isahin natin yung mga kailangan mo or makakatulong sa'yo kung nagpaplano ka ng trip pa Seattle. Una, syempre, valid passport and dapat may at least 6 months na validity beyond your stay. Kailangan mo rin ng US visa. Tayong mga Pinoy and maraming nationalities, required ito sa atin. And meron kaming hawak na B1, B2 or Tourism and Business na visa. Although hindi required, makakatulong din na meron kang travel insurance. It's always a good idea in case of emergencies. Kasi hindi mura na ma-hospital sa US. Makakakuha ka naman ng budget-friendly travel insurance with PGA Sompo Travel Joy. Visit ka lang sa thepoortraveler.net/protect and gamitin mo lang yung promo code na worth it for a special and lower rate. Kuha ka rin ng Seattle City Pass kasi makaka-discount ka if you plan to visit multiple attractions like yung Space Needle and yung mga museums. Mas i-discuss natin yan later. And download ka rin ng Uber or Lyft just in case meron kang pupuntahan na hindi masyadong abot ng public transportation nila. Although, maganda yung public transport nila sa Seattle ha. So, mamaya, hihimayin natin yan. Dala ka rin syempre ng credit cards, which are king in Seattle. Most places, tinatanggap yan. And you can get by na almost entirely cash-free. Yung mga coffee shops, restaurants, attractions, even public transportation, very card-friendly yung mga yan. Pero of course, magdala rin kayo ng backup cash. Just in case your cards get blocked or magkaroon kayo ng problema with your cards or with your bank, very useful ang cash. As of this recording, ang $1 is equivalent to 58.6 pesos. Make sure din na connected ka sa internet para sa pag-access sa maps, ride shares, and kung gusto nyo mag-search ng restaurant and attraction recommendations. You can get an eSIM from Airalo. Just visit thepoortraveler.net/eSIM. Search for USA and use our promo code ThePoorTraveler, all caps yan, for 10 to 15% off. Depende sa season. Minsan 10%, minsan 15%. And tayong mga Pinoy, syempre, kailangan din nating mag-fill out ng e-travel form, magbayad ng travel tax na 1,620, and dapat ready ka with a return ticket and proof of accommodation or hotel booking kung wala ka namang pagsistayan doon na kakilala. Don't worry, hindi mo kailangang i-memorize lahat ng to. Kinompile namin to sa TPT Master List kung saan namin nilalagay lahat ng mga travel essentials, and hotel and tour recommendations sorted by destination. Nandyan din lahat ng mga promo codes natin, nakalista dyan. Punta lang kayo sa thepoortraveler.net/masterlist. Seattle has great neighborhoods to stay in. Depende sa kung ano ba yung itinerary mo. As in most other destinations, the closer you are to the city center, mas mahal. So if you're on a budget, consider staying sa mga area sa outskirts. Pero, like we always say, we always prefer staying close to the major attractions to save time and energy. Yung downtown or Belltown is ideal if you want to be in the center of everything. Malapit ito sa Pike Place Market, sa waterfront, and may easy access din to other neighborhoods and very walkable and transit-friendly. Although, syempre, medyo touristy. Meron ding tinatawag sila na Queen Anne District, pero in particular, yung lower or yung southern part ng Queen Anne, ito yung malapit sa Space Needle and Seattle Center with iconic museums, good restaurants, and mas residential yung feel dito. Mas hindi ito crowded and hindi ganun kaingay kumpara sa downtown. Well-connected din naman to. Merong monorail na nagli-link directly to downtown. And it's more affordable kaysa downtown pero less trendy than Capitol Hill or Ballard, offering a practical base na close din naman to major attractions. Within city center din ang Capitol Hill and it's perfect if you want a vibrant, eclectic atmosphere na maraming restaurants and may nightlife. It's very walkable, mas young and artsy yung vibe, and it also has a thriving LGBTQIA+ community. Yung South Lake Union naman, nasa city center din to. It's modern and close to tech companies with easy access din naman to downtown. So, yung apat na nabanggit ko na yan, lahat yan nasa city center if dyan nyo gusto magstay. Pero again, if nagtitipid kayo, another option is sa areas or neighborhoods just outside the city proper. So, kasama dyan yung Fremont na very quirky and bohemian and Ballard na merong Scandinavian or Nordic heritage. Makakatipid din sa University District close to University of Washington kung malapit dyan yung pupuntahan mo. Kung yan yung sasadyain mo dito sa Seattle. Since we have very limited time in Seattle, nag-decide kami na sa city center magstay. But to be honest, finding affordable hotels in the area was very challenging. Pero in the end, we booked a room at Travelodge by Wyndham Seattle by the Space Needle. Oo, ang haba talaga ng name. Hindi lang kasi ito yung Travelodge by Wyndham dito sa Seattle. So, itong by the Space Needle yung pinagstaya namin. Kasi located lang naman ito talaga malapit sa Space Needle. And yung area na to is kung saan nagmi-meet yung downtown, Lower Queen Anne, and South Lake Union districts. So, very strategic naman siya. Yung room namin was neat and tidy but you could tell that the property is a bit dated and has seen better days. But it gets the job done, providing us with decent accommodation with useful na in-room amenities like Wi-Fi, mini fridge, and meron ding microwave oven. Gusto namin yan kapag nagtitipid lalo kasi pwede kaming bumili lang ng food sa labas and kung may matira, ilalagay namin sa ref tapos iinit na lang namin the next day. And yung staff, very friendly and helpful din. Yun, maliit lang siya. Hindi siya ganun kaliit na parang yung sa mga Japan or Singapore ha. Malaki naman siya enough. Pero, makita nyo, dito yung bed, may dalawang lampshades. May side tables, dalawa. May isa may alarm clock. Merong charger saksakan dito. USB-C and USB-A. Taray! Updated. Ayan. Meron tayong couch. Meron tayong TV. Mga drawers. Class din yung TV. Meron tayong working desk na may coffee. And coffee maker. Malaki yung CR ha. Pero makikita nyo na luma na siya talaga. Pero, okay naman siya. Malinis siya. Pero well-maintained naman. May kita nyo sa design ng room na alam niyo yung mga lumang hotel na talaga. Yung medyo yellowish yung aesthetic. Yung mga ganon. Ganon siya. Water pressure check. Okay, maayos naman. May bidet, wale,
But it's okay. May tissue. May dental mirror. Yan.
Blower.
Blower.
But of course, its main asset really is its prime location. You can see the Space Needle from the hotel. And marami ring mga supermarkets and fast food around the area kung ayaw nyong mag-proper restaurant every meal. It's a practical, no-frills option that works well kung mas pinaprioritize mo talaga yung location and value over luxury amenities. Kapag off-season, you can get a queen room for as low as $67 or 3,978 pesos per night. Yes, mura na yan sa Seattle. Pero since we visited ng peak season, we actually paid 7,625 pesos per night yan including all the taxes. We booked this room on Agoda and you should too kasi you can score as much as 5,800 pesos off kapag ni-redeem mo yung discount coupon natin. Just visit thepoortraveler.net/Agoda. You can also use our Agoda promo code, AGODATPT, all caps dapat yan. On the Agoda app, just redeem it sa coupons tab by entering Agoda TPT. Then start selecting your hotel and room. Tapos upon checkout, enter Agoda TPT again dun sa field na para sa coupons. It will give you 10% off cap at 100 USD. So yung current conversion niyan is around 5,800 pesos. If you don't have much time and you have a plane to catch, you can also consider staying close to the Seattle airport. Ginawa rin namin to on a separate occasion kasi yung isang trip namin sa Seattle, parang stopover lang talaga yung Seattle for us. Bale, yung flight lang namin pabalik to Manila ay sa Seattle din kasi. So, meron kaming halos overnight lang. So, nakapag-stay kami dito sa Red Roof Inn Seattle Airport. Again, it's a no-frills hotel pero conveniently located near SeaTac. You can access this on foot, but they also offer 24-hour shuttle service for free. And na-avail namin yan, free talaga siya. Within walking distance lang din ito of the train that will connect you to downtown Seattle. Pero again, yung hotel is showing its age a little bit. Medyo madilim yung hallways and medyo gloomy yung vibe niya. Pero okay lang because the room we got was spacious, much bigger than the usual hotel room. Tapos may king-size bed, proper workstation, malaking workstation, and a bathtub. And in off-season, you can get a room here for as low as 62 USD or 4,147 pesos per night. Pero again, peak season when we visited, so we actually paid 141 USD. Mahal, no? Pero ganyan talaga. We booked this hotel on Klook naman, and you can also enjoy some discounts here. Just visit thepoortraveler.net/Klook to automatically redeem our discount voucher. Or enter the Poor Traveler Klook, all caps yan, for up to 5% off. Now that you have a chosen hotel, it's time to find out how to get to Seattle. Seattle is served primarily by Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, commonly known as SeaTac. Approximately 14 miles south of downtown. Ito yung pang-8 sa listahan ng pinaka-busy na US airports and is the primary hub for Alaska Airlines but also serves 31 airlines operating flights to 91 domestic and 28 international destinations. If you're coming from Manila, the only direct flights available are offered by Philippine Airlines. Pero syempre dahil direct ito and non-stop, expect prices to be higher. If you want to save some bucks and you don't mind a layover, ang most affordable option out there ay magko-connect sa Taipei or sa Taiwan Taoyuan Airport. Pero in our experience talaga kapag nagche-check kami ng flights pa Seattle, China Airlines ang may pinaka-competitive rates. Itong China Airlines ang flag carrier ng Taiwan. Dinocument namin yung entire journey namin sa previous video natin kung saan vinlog ni Vince yung first day natin, including yung arrival sa Seattle. Just search this channel. Ito yung itsura ng thumbnails. You can book your flights on the airline's official website, pero sometimes Trip.com has lower rates, so it's best to compare. Visit thepoortraveler.net/flight to start searching or pwede nyo rin gamitin yan para mag-compare ng flights. After landing in Seattle and deplaning, the first thing you need to do is kunin yung bags nyo from the assigned carousel. Ang SeaTac kasi, or Seattle Airport, is one of the few airports na nag-i-implement ng bags first policy, which means kukunin mo muna yung bag mo bago ka dumaan sa immigration or customs and border protection. So yes, do that first. Then follow the signs to the US Customs and Border Protection area where you'll find a row of immigration counters. May separate lanes for US citizens and global entry members. Pero if you're neither, follow the queue lang for non-US citizens or foreign visitors. At the immigration counter, the officer will check your passport and ask questions. And once everything is in order, kukunan ka ng photo tapos you're good to go. Kung curious kayo kung ano yung mga tinanong sa amin ng immigration officer, hindi na namin iisa-isahin dito kasi we have a separate video for it. So, hanapin nyo na lang tong video na to. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this episode or you find it helpful, please take the time to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell beside it, and turn on notifications. We'll really appreciate it kasi we're on the road to 300,000 subscribers na. So please, like and share nyo na rin yung video na to with your friends. Thank you. Okay, paano ba pumunta from the airport to the city center of Seattle? Pwede kayong mag-cab or book an Uber or Lyft. Just follow the signs to the designated pickup spots. Yung presyo niyan siguro around 50 USD. I say siguro kasi hindi naman ito yung ginawa namin kasi namamahalan kami. So, nag-take lang kami ng Link Light Rail. It's the most convenient and most affordable way to get from SeaTac to the city center. So, ganito siya. So, from the arrival hall, go up one floor to the Skybridge level. Tapos, exit to the parking garage. And pag andun ka na, turn left. And then follow the signs for Link Light Rail. Dire-diretso lang naman siya. Merong parang bridge dyan. May i-cross yan na highway. Tapos may makikita na kayong mga machines. Get a ticket from the machine. Tumatanggap naman yan ng cash and cards. Ang babayaran is 3 USD lang. Pwede mo rin itong gawin through the app. Pero andito ka naman, nakuha ka na lang sa machine. Tapos punta ka na sa platforms. Catch the northbound train on the 1 line headed to Linwood City Center. Tapos baba ka sa station closest to your destination. In our case, since our hotel was located close to Space Needle, we got off at Westlake Station. Yung travel time ay 38 minutes. Bukas lang ang Link Light Rail from 4:51 a.m. to 1:53 a.m. the next day. So, sarado lang siya from 1:53 a.m. to 4:50 a.m. From Westlake Station, pwede kang mag-bus, mag-Uber, or maglakad papunta sa hotel mo, assuming nasa area lang yung hotel mo. Pero kami, we decided to walk all the way to our hotel kasi maganda naman yung weather, malamig, and yung terrain naman ay flat. And yung sidewalk was not crowded at all kasi gabi na nung dumating kami. After 20 minutes of dragging our luggage across the city, narating din namin finally yung hotel namin. Siguro mga 10 p.m. mahigit na yon. We didn't do anything else that night. So, nagpahinga lang kami and natulog. Hindi na kami nga kumain eh. Kasi busog pa kami from the meal sa eroplano. With its comprehensive public transportation network featuring trains, buses, ferries, and streetcars, isa ang Seattle sa mga cities sa US na pinaka-transit friendly. Kayang-kaya mong i-explore nang hindi mo kinakailangang mag-drive ng sarili mong kotse or mag-rent ng kotse. Merong Link Light Rail, yan yung pinaka-convenient nga to get from the airport to the city center, pero magagamit mo rin yan para mag-ikot. Kasi it links the University of Washington, Capitol Hill, Westlake, and even Pioneer Square. Trains run every 8 to 15 minutes and $3 yung pamasahe. Meron ding King County Metro Bus System operating hundreds of routes throughout the city. Meron din silang monorail which provides a quick 2-minute ride between downtown Westlake Center and Seattle Center kung nasan yung Space Needle for $4 lang. Meron ding ferries, water taxis, streetcars, and syempre gumagana rin yung Uber and Lyft. Kung magtatagal ka sa Seattle, payment is easiest with an Orca card. Ito yung parang, kumbaga sa Japan, yung IC cards nila. You can purchase this at light rail stations. Yung card mismo costs $3. Tapos, pwede mo itong loadan ng credits or ng passes. But if magsistay ka lang naman sa Seattle for a day or two, you probably won't need a card kasi gagastusin mo pa yung card. Just purchase individual passes from the machines or from the apps. Isa sa mga passes na makakatulong is Orca Day Pass. $6 ito and it offers unlimited rides for the day. You can purchase this directly from your smartphone. Most fares include a 2-hour transfer window between buses, trains, and streetcars. Pero kung mas preferred mo mag-drive, pwede naman. Although generally unnecessary for visitors na downtown lang yung bibisitahin kasi walkable naman and well-served by transit. And mahal din kasi yung parking and limited lang din yung parking areas. Pero useful naman ito, yung mga car rental or kung gusto nyong mag-drive talaga, okay din yan kung meron kayong day trips to Mount Rainier and other destinations beyond the city. Before we list out the best places to visit in Seattle, let me talk about Seattle City Pass first. So, if you're visiting multiple attractions, pwede mong gamitin to save money. Yung main pass niya costs $129 for adults or $99 for children ages 5 to 12. And it will give you up to 49% na savings on entrance fees. It includes guaranteed admission sa Space Needle and Seattle Aquarium. Plus, meron ka ring choice na 3 na pwede mong idagdag. Kasama dyan itong Museum of Pop Culture or MoPop, Argosy Cruises Harbor Tour, Pacific Science Center, and marami pang iba. The pass is valid for 9 consecutive days beginning on the first day of use. Pero kung one weekend ka lang naman and hindi ka naman bibisita ng tipong 5 museums, ganyan, opt with Seattle C3 Pass instead, which will give you up to 32% na savings naman on admission to 3 attractions of your choice. So, same ng list nung kanina na main Seattle City Pass, pero pwede mo rin idagdag dito sa C3 yung Museum of Light, Seattle Art Museum, and Skyview Observatory. Pero 3 lang yung pwede. So, yung main difference niya, yung Seattle City Pass na main, up to 5 attractions. Itong C3, up to 3 lang. These passes are particularly valuable because many of the included attractions are clustered together sa Seattle Center, making it easy to visit multiple sites in one day. You can book this on Klook. Ilalagay namin yung link sa description ng video na to and sa pinned comment na rin. Sobrang notorious ng Seattle pagdating sa ulan. But to be clear, yung pagiging maulan naman ng Seattle is largely due to the frequency of light, misty drizzle and perpetual cloud cover. Hindi dahil sa buhos talaga or high volume of precipitation. Pero because many of its main attractions are indoors naman, you could still say na Seattle is a year-round destination. That said, the ideal time to visit depends on what you're looking for and what you want to prioritize, whether that's sunny weather, fewer crowds, or budget-friendly rates. Yung summer is the most popular season, with warm, sunny weather and minimal rainfall, making it perfect for outdoor attractions. However, this peak tourist season also brings higher hotel prices, crowded attractions, and dapat mag-book ka talaga in advance kasi skyrocket talaga yung nangyayari sa rates. Like, from, kunyari, winter to summer, ang laki ng difference sa presyo. Yung early fall is also often considered a sweet spot. Kasi medyo summery yung weather, parang naglilinger pa kasi yung benefits ng summer season, pero with milder temperatures and thinner crowds. Mas mababa rin ng bongga yung presyo ng mga hotel. Spring is okay din, meron cherry blossoms kasi sa Seattle and hindi din ganun kamahal yung mga presyuhan, well at least hindi kasing mahal ng summer. Although, very unpredictable yung weather. Pinakamura is winter. Lalo pa kasi yung February kasi is museum month and madalas merong mga 50% off admission to major museums kapag ka nagsistay ka sa participating hotels. Pero syempre, ito rin yung ideal kung halimbawa, ang pinunta mo naman sa area is mag-ski or gusto mo makaranas ng holiday season, di ba? So, TLDR, for best overall experience, visit late June through early September for warm, dry weather, or September through early October naman for pleasant conditions with fewer crowds and better prices. Bukod sa maulan, Seattle also has a reputation for being mahal. But with smart planning, you can experience the Emerald City without emptying your wallet. Kami ni Vince, nung nandito kami sa Seattle, lagi kaming naglalakad. Very compact naman yung downtown area ng city and marami sa mga neighborhoods are highly walkable, saving you money on transportation. You can also take advantage of First Thursdays. Ano ba tong First Thursdays? Marami kasi sa mga top museums ng Seattle offer free admission on the first Thursday of each month. Kasama dyan yung Seattle Art Museum na free all day with extended hours pa nga and live gallery activations. Pati Museum of Flight and Fry Art Museum, free din yan on the first Thursday of every month. And kung ayaw mong gumastos sa mga attractions, marami din namang mga free things to do. Pwede kang maglibot-libot sa Pike Place Market. Kung wala ka namang bibilhin, free naman yan. Pati sa Seattle Waterfront, mag-sightseeing ka lang. Ang Seattle Central Library, walang entrance fee. Pati Kerry Park, Olympic Sculpture Park, and Ballard Locks, wala ring entrance fee yung mga yan. And pag nag-explore ka rin ng mga neighborhoods na may kanya-kanyang charm and character, hindi mo kailangang gumastos unless may bibilhin kang pagkain or mag-shop ka. Magdala ka rin ng reusable water bottle kasi yung tap water dito sa Seattle ay potable and consistently rated among the best tasting tap water in the US and perfectly safe to drink yan straight from the tap. So hindi nyo talaga kailangan bumili ng bottled water. Para makatipid naman sa food, you can shop at supermarkets. One of the biggest budget killers kasi sa US in general is ang mahal kasi talaga ng mga meals sa restaurants. So, punta kayo sa mga QFC, Safeway, Metropolitan Market, and Trader Joe's. Kasi madalas meron din silang mga pre-prepared food na binebenta, like sandwiches, maki, salads, and iba-iba pang mga pagkain na pwede mong kainin ng hindi kailangang lutuin. Kung ang hotel mo ay may microwave and ref tulad nung sa amin, pwede kang bumili ng mga ulam-ulam ganyan. Mga roast beef, fried chicken, ganyan na binebenta sa supermarket. You can find a cooked whole rotisserie chicken for $8 to $12 and paghatian nyo na lang and kung merong matira, lagay nyo sa ref, tapos ulam nyo ulit bukas. Or pair it with pre-made salads or maki from the deli section. So, ano ba yung mga pwedeng gawin sa Seattle? Unahin na syempre natin itong Pike Place Market. It's a historic market na naging cornerstone na of Seattle since 1907. It is home to over 200 vendors selling fresh produce, seafood, flowers, and handmade crafts. Pero bukod pa dyan, it's also surrounded by a lot of food spots. So masarap mag-food trip dito. Andito rin yung sinasabi nila na original or first Starbucks shop na napakahaba ng pila. It's not our thing, pero if it is yours, pwede naman. May mga times of day naman na maigsi lang yung pila. Nandito rin yung gum wall. Hindi nga lang siya isang wall lang eh. As in yung area covered by mga chewing gum na nanguyang-nguya na nakadikit sa wall. By the way, hindi na namin masyadong dedetalyihin tong mga attractions na to ha, kasi gagawa tayo ng separate video na itinerary style. So, mas abangan nyo yun. Okay, syempre, isa pang icon sa city ay ang Space Needle. Built in 1962 for the World's Fair, 605 feet yung taas nito and offers a breathtaking panoramic view of downtown Seattle, Elliott Bay, Mount Rainier, and the surrounding mountains. Nasa Seattle Center ito. Nakatabi lang ng Chihuly Garden and Glass, Museum of Pop Culture, and Pacific Science Center. Yung mga museums na to, although hindi sila kasing sikat ng Space Needle and ng Pike Place Market, puntahan nyo kasi worth it siya. Hindi ito yung mga normal na museum na nakikita nyo sa ibang destinations. For a great spot naman of the Seattle skyline, nakita yung Space Needle and Mount Rainier in the background, punta kayo dito sa Kerry Park, especially at sunset. Other attractions include Seattle Great Wheel, Olympic Sculpture Park, and pwede rin kayong mag-ferry ride and mag-check out ng mga iba't ibang mga coffee shops around the city. Masayang gawin yan kasi ibang level talaga yung coffee culture dito sa Seattle and ang sasarap ng mga kape. Ang dami naming napuntahan ni Vince sa downtown and sa Capitol Hill. Dini-DIY namin siya, pero if you're interested na proper tour na may guide talaga and ayaw nyo na mag-research kung saan yung mga cafe na okay puntahan, merong coffee culture tour sa Capitol Hill. I-book nyo na lang dito sa Klook. Yung link ay nasa description ng video na to and nasa pinned comment na rin. Again, I'll be discussing yung mga attractions na to in more detail sa next video natin. And mag-organize din tayo ng sample itinerary para mas madali nyong masundan. If you don't wanna miss that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell beside it, and activate notifications para lagi kang updated kapag meron tayong bagong video. If you have questions or you want to share more tips, drop them in the comment section below. If nagustuhan nyo yung video na to, hit the like button and use our promo codes when booking hotels and tours. And remember, plan smart, travel safe, and make every trip worth it!